football fans, it is not hard to find where rivalry battle lines in the state are drawn on a day like today. These two are due to lock up once again, and we can't wait to get it started. Welcome to the home of the Florida Gators, Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, better known as the Swamp. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on a team from the SEC, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Gators will put toe to leather and we'll get started. On the run from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. So Florida State's offense will get first crack at it today. And guys, this was an interesting, if not confounding, experience to watch last year. We'd seen Florida State's issues all season, but it really felt as if the changing of the guard happened with the way the Gators just dismantled them.
It was a very sloppy game from Florida, too, even though they got the dominant win on the road. And funny, thinking back to that game, David, maybe the play of the year for DJ Lagway. Do you remember that time he threw the D lineman off and was going to get a sack, was able to run to the right, find a completion? That was big man strength by a young true freshman quarterback, and a big reason why I know Gator fans are excited for this one.
Yeah, and these two teams couldn't have had more opposite seasons. Both started really struggled out the gates, but Florida really turned it around, and you could feel the momentum going the other direction. Florida State, they flat jumped off a cliff. I mean, it was awful. They ended up having more inches of snow in their stadium than they did wins a year ago. This rivalry means something. We got to get the best out of Florida State.
This crowd unhinged, trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on third down. Pulls it in. It's McCoy. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
It's really tough on offenses when defenses know what you got to do. You got to pass the football. They're in man coverage. How about the receiver understanding where the first down is? He smells it. He goes and gets it.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. The give is to Williams. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
The Seminoles with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. The give on the option. Breaks into the open. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Seminoles have always been known for explosive, flashy, big plays, but think of guys like Dalvin Cook and the toughness that he ran with. That's on display here.
And then those guys that I think of, too, with work done, where you hand them the football and big plays can happen, and offenses have been built around that for years at Florida State, finding that guy to hand the ball to.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Now the play fake. With the catch, it's Robinson. He'll get it down to the 31, and that's where he goes out of bounds.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
The Noles have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Pittman. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Inside the 15, 1st and 10 from the 14. He'll do it himself. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Noles!
about that first drive by the offense? Usually script the first 10 plays. Well, I had one extra. It only took 9. Great job moving down the field, stringing plays that look like other plays together, and getting this opening drive touchdown.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown, and they finished it off with a 14-yard run for the score. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Florida's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they are led up front by a powerful offensive line that opens up an array of possibilities, Jesse.
No question it's the identity of this offense. Multiple players up front that are going to play in the National Football League. This unit is going to be up for the Joe Moore Award at the end of the year for the outstanding O-line, David. They are going to try and establish the line of scrimmage with their physicality.
Man, it's a tremendous challenge with this defensive line because you know that. Like, you've got to be aggressive. You've got to be physical. I've got to take away their ability to run the football first. This unit's nasty. They're dirty. I love them.
Grabbed behind the line. It's Wilson there to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. We've come to the end of the period, and Florida State has the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. Dropping back, it's Glagway. Throwing right. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Sturdivant. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Motion from the wideout. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D. This rivalry only dates back to the late 50s, but what it might lack in long-term history, it more than makes up for in disdain, guys.
And historically, this game really has meant a lot. You go back to the 90s, this was basically a de facto national championship game before the championship game. Remember, they played twice back in 1996, the year Danny Werfel won the Heisman Trophy. So this game always means a lot.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
On third and short, they'll go to the power running game. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
And the Gators pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. They'll ride the hot hand. He stopped after a 1-yard pickup at the 25.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. They'll try it on the ground, running the counter. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. To the air, it's Lagway. Unloads to the right. It's caught. And right in the middle of tight coverage, and he still makes the grab at the 15.
And I like having matchups outside like this. Guys that I know will win right away. 3rd down, find my guy, get him the rock, he gets the 1st down.
The Gators, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. They'll run it. It's ball. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Wilson. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
Nice completion, nice short gain. Now it sets up 3rd down. And wait a minute, 3rd down now becomes, we're going to go for it on 4th down anyways, so it really doesn't matter that much. Great job getting a little chunk. Now we get to go have some fun.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. Let's it fly. And he's got it. Touchdown, Gators.
Nice job putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the 1st half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Williams. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He didn't that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
To the air, it's Castellanos. Looking down the middle. Makes the grab. Gets it out to the 27-yard line, and they'll move the chains for a 1st down. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Gators and Noles. And it's been a hard-fought battle today. 2 teams out there playing ball and treating this crowd to a memorable 1st half. Seems to me, and I know I'm going to sound like a coach here, the team that limits turnovers and strings together productive drives is going to be the one celebrating a well-earned victory today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the battle between Florida State and Florida plays out.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Gators sending the offense back to work. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Not the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Offense has it at the 28 on first down. Got it behind the line. It's Wilson. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Caught behind the line. It's Wilson. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds, and this offense trying to put something together. The Gators come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Looking to pass. It's Lagway. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on 3rd down.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
And the Gators will call on their punt team. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. He'll field the punt. He gets a block. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Off play action on first down. Finds his tight end. This has been a tight one, third quarter, all tied up. It's now 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Caught over the middle. It's White. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
If you're trying to throw these crow routes against zone coverage, you got to have great time. Nice job there by the quarterback, understanding where he wanted to go with it, but also the conviction. Did you see the arm talent on that throw?
The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on 3rd down. Pulls and fired complete. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
The Seminoles will line it up on 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Grabbed in the middle. It's McCoy. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. It's almost incomprehensible to think the Noles failed to break 17 points 10 times a season ago. That's a year after being prolific, Jesse. So what are the keys to regaining some form?
Now, Reese, I think it's the quarterback position. I think this team was spoiled in a lot of ways when they had Jordan Travis. And they obviously had so much NFL talent surrounding him, but they had a leader. They had a guy that everybody could look at when times got tough and believe in. Someone has got to be able to establish themselves at the quarterback position for this team to get back to its winning ways.
He'll pull it on the read. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
Well, good decision there by the QB. A little zone read action. He reads the defensive end crashing down, keeps it himself, gets a nice chunky yards.
And when you do that, you just sort of get the drive going or keep it going, as the case may be.
It's amazing in college football now how big of a part of each offense the zone read has become. As we're seeing more and more athletic quarterbacks on rosters now, that is a staple of this sport.
These two teams about to find out what they're made of as we open the fourth all tied up. So the final period starts with a second down play. To throw, it's Castellanos. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working. Ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
Getting late, pressure building, huge third down coming up on the road for this offense. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
One of the things you love about this running back is his physicality. He's got great size, and because of that, he can wear defenses down. Those 2-, 3-, and 4-yard gains in the first and second quarter, they become big gains late. Guys don't want to tackle him, and you're seeing that now.
And the Noles kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Caught in the backfield, it's Robinson. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical, they're too fast, and they force a negative play.
Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Quarterback on the keeper. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football. That time on the option play, I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunky yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
Got it! So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
Really nice job there of the quarterback. Reading coverage, he knew exactly where to go with the football and at what exact time. The timing could not have been better. They get the completion on third down, setting up 1st and goal.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. Touchdown, Florida State! And they've moved out front here in the fourth.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. The extra point is good, and now in the fourth, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. They took it 64 yards right down the field and finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Trying play action. Fires to the middle. Makes the catch. It's Sturdivant. Good pick up there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
Got to give this defense tons of credit. How good have they been on the back end in coverage? Just feels like every time this QB has thrown the ball, it's been contested. They haven't given up a lot of yards, and they need to continue to be great in coverage with the lead in this 2-minute situation.
Got it in the middle. It's ball. Brought down at the 38. It's a pickup of 10 and a first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. Throws to the wideout. On target to the left. And he'll get out of bounds. It's a first down there in plus territory, and now threatening to get the score.
Love the play call in a 2-minute situation here in the fourth quarter. Out-breaking route so you can make the catch, hopefully get out of bounds, and save yourself clock.
And guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, we'll have a tie game in the fourth, and the stage will be set for a great finish. Back to throw, it's Lagway. He's got it on the move. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
In this offense, they got another positive game, but I think they're going to have to start pushing the ball down the field a little bit. Got to make some plays. That clock is not your friend. You got to speed up, maybe work the middle of the field a little bit, but make sure we get first downs, and the rest of the time work the sidelines.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it. He's got it for a touchdown. And here in the final minute, they're a single point behind.
What a massive play by this offense. Man, you needed it. Great execution. Now kick the extra point, tie this football game up late, or you go for 2. You go for the win. You try to take the lead. That is a you decision.
And they are a mere extra point away from tying this game. And that extra point was good, and we are deadlocked here in the fourth. So an 82-yard drive there. And what a huge scoring extra point there to get it tied in the final minute. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He'll bring it out. It's Lucas. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. To the air, it's Castellanos. Quickly out to the tight end. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just just to refresh everyone's memory. Alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, Dave.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
First play of the first possession of OT. To the air on first down. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Well, they're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
The Gators now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. The play action fake. Grabbed over the middle. It's Brown. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Gators will play offense first here in overtime. Looking for space. It's ball. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go right back to it. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
They'd love to strike first with a touchdown. They'll try to keep the drive alive on third down. To the air. It's Lagway. Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida! And they grab the lead here in overtime.
But how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
The all-important extra point would push this lead to 7. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. Start this drive going to the air. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown Seminoles. They got the score now to see if they go for the win or the tie.
Obviously very hard to complete passes this area of the field. Nice execution. Now you're down by 1, and now you got to make the decision. Are we going to go for it and try to end the game right here and put this game in our offense's hands? What do you think?
And that's why I love having the ball second, because I get the opportunity to do this. I knew they scored a touchdown. We scored a touchdown. Now, do I want to go for the win, or do I want to continue this game on? It's so nice to have the ball second.
They need this extra point to send it to double overtime. And the point after is good. Here in the second overtime, they'll snap it on first down. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Snagged on the outside, it's Thomas. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys is they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here in the game.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They're left with a 3rd and 5 on this opening possession of overtime. Back to pass, it's Castellanos. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down.
Man, they just couldn't find a hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes. But 4th and short. Now, decision time, baby.
So they'll send out the field goal team to try to take the lead here in overtime. Timeout called by the defense as they want to make sure they avoid any hint of a mental lapse here in overtime. They'll try to put 3 on the board and take the lead in overtime. And he curls that thing just inside the left upright. And with that field goal, they now have the lead.
And I know this offense, man, they're glad they just got that 3, and he drilled it. But, man, you get the ball first. You want to go down and put pressure on the other side and score that touchdown. Now their defense going to have to come out and make sure they keep him out of the end zone, or else they're going to lose this football game.
Fires complete on the crosser. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the 1st down.
Man, that quarterback knew that was a tiny window to throw into, and he just showed off his cannon of an arm.
And the Gators can really attack on this 2nd and short. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Man, oh man, that ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have any.
They'll run for it on 3rd and short. He got it in! Ball game! What a clutch play as they win it in double overtime! Follow the blocker. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.